I didn't send it, so when you get it, tell me.
We just need to see if it's the same one.
People need to get off the Wi-Fi. It's like crazy.
Okay. And I'll go up there.
We're getting everything off.
We need to have everybody get off the Wi-Fi right now, okay?
All right, you good?
So I can have my phone up.
Did I get the email? I did.
Dude, I'm gonna start this off and check your
Okay, we sent the new link to Sophie's email, whoever was handling it.
Yeah.
I think what happened.
Okay. And I'll just say it one more time, like, do not touch any wireless.
Yeah.
David, do we have enough room to get this up in the air a little bit more?
Very little, but.
Yeah, I would say very little. Okay, well then.
You want me to plug in the remote?
Alright, so you're getting the procession. I'm getting my normal shot. That should be good. And in the front. Oh. Keeps getting, what are you getting caught on?
Let me know when you see that number go up.
Oh, like sitting like that. Yeah.
I can't pull it up on my phone.
Why?
I don't know. I'm at 1 bar 5G. I don't.
Anybody like water?
Oh, yeah, thank you.
No thanks.
It's working.
I can see it, so people should be able to watch it.
It's not the best quality. Why is it in 240p?
Should I change anything else?
I'm required figuring out why it's broadcasting that way. Probably internet based.
Where's mom?
Depending on the upload is what I'm allowed to upload.
ברוכים הבאים בשם אדוני, מי אדיר על הכל, מי ברוך על הכל, מי גדול על הכל. הוא יברך החתן והכלה.
Bruchim habaim. Blessed are all those who enter the space. And Sophie and Jonah, with these words, we have the honor of being the first to welcome you to your chuppah. Your wedding canopy, a sign and a symbol of the home that you are already shaping together. We look back on a year that has upended so much, that has created so much challenge in imagining how you could reach this moment. I invite you to take a moment to see this as the very symbol of what you two were able to do in a world that is not always stable and secure, and yet together, heart to heart, hand in hand, face to face, you're able to create the most sacred. Open on all sides, you can gaze out into a world filled with beauty, and open on all sides, you can bring that world in and give all of us, as you are right now, a vision of hope, a sign of love, and a reminder of the power of choice to change this world. So as we move into our wedding, we offer these words to everyone. Those who get to be here in person, Bruchim Habaim, we are blessed to be here. And as we move into the ceremony, there'll be some various blessings. The custom in Judaism is that any time you hear a blessing, the response that's offered then is the word Amen. You may have heard this word before. In Hebrew, it means, I believe, I affirm. And in saying Amen, it's as though you are offering blessing as well, and the hope is that we will together shower hundreds of blessings upon these two and out into the world, and take the blessing of this day forward in the journey. And all those who may be tuning in, our hope is that you can feel the two of you wrapped in love, wrapped in a world that inclines to shine upon you, and blessing on this day.
In Judaism, whenever we come to a first or a momentous occasion, we take a moment for gratitude. We take a moment to say the words of the Shechianu that really just say, we are grateful that we got to this very point right here, warm with your love and warm with the sun, and we say these words together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehecheyanu v'kiyamanu v'higyanu lazman hazeh.
So it's now an honor to invite your grandparents. So I want to invite up Norman, Florence, if you'll please join us up here. And of course, in any great moment in Judaism, we always raise a glass. If you want to come right around here, you can come around this side. And certainly in the context of a wedding, this holds particular poignancy. We think of not only how we may find our cup overfloweth, but the way in which something as mundane as a grape, through time, energy, and effort, can become something far more powerful and potent. And so it is from one first date. And look at what you've been able to create together. And what a perfect couple to give a vision of what can be transformed over time to the most powerful and potent substance in the world.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Amen. And so we think of the journey of choice and all of the small and large choices that you have made along the path. We think of a world where you could have taken so many different crossroads. And here you are, turning to face one another, choosing again and again and again. And so we raise blessing to this. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'tzotav v'tir lanu et ha'asuin v'asot lanu ha'idei chuppah v'kiddushin. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh mo Yisrael ha'idei chuppah v'kiddushin. Amen. So we come to the sign and symbol of choice in Jewish weddings, which is, of course, the ketubah. And the two of you, as we would expect, have made this your own. Originally, this was meant to be a document that brought a bit of trepidation to a moment of joy, knowing that sometimes things fall apart. But you realized, in looking at this world, you needed no reminder, the fact that things were uncertain. Instead, you wanted to do something far more bold and courageous. And so you created your own ketubah, a vision of the relationship that you shaped and of your hopes for the future. And just a sample of what you are signing here. In a moment, we'll display so you can see this incredible, beautiful paper cut. באחד בשבת, בשנים 10 יום לחודש סיוון, שנת 5781, למענין כאן, בניוטאון, פנסילבניה, ארצות הברית. As we embark on life's journey, we promise to love, cherish, encourage, and inspire one another. Our hearts fuse together, creating a unique bond with friendship and compassion at its core. We think of, at this time, may we maintain all that fosters trust, honesty, and communication. As life partners, we shall strive to build a home committed to our Jewish heritage, a home emanating love, peace, tolerance, and charity. Through each other's eyes, we see the world anew. May we be better together. All this is valid and binding. At this time, it is an honor to invite your sisters to come forward. So Katie and Serena. And as these two were imagining the best witnesses, they wanted the two people that have borne witness to their life journey and know what it is for each of them to be making this commitment today.
Ani le dodi ve dodi li haroe bashoshanim. Ani le dodi ve dodi li haroe bashoshanim. Ani le dodi, ve dodi li aroe bashoshanim. Ani le dodi, ve dodi li aroe bashoshanim.
Now, what makes a document valid and binding in Judaism is not the John Hancock. It is the act of kinyan, the act of holding, of acquiring, of taking shape, this idea that this is now yours and ownership. So we invite you to put your hands forward, or one hand forward, I guess. And as you hold this, This is now valid and binding. We hope a sign and a symbol forever of this choice and the constant choosing on the road ahead. But of course, one symbol is never enough. And so we want to add layers onto this. And for most of us, the sign and the symbol of a ring is something that needs no explanation, but nonetheless, we're going to do that anyway. For most of us who find ourselves wearing things of weight on our fingers, we don't realize that in Judaism, the origin of this actually comes from the Song of Songs, the great book of biblical love poetry. And in it, we are reminded that we are invited to put the seal upon our hand as the seal upon our heart. That the symbol of rings are meant to be the symbol of hearts, bound together, entwined together. And so in that vein, John, I'm going to invite you to take this ring. And as you look at Sophie, offer these words.
Ani latudi, vitudi li. I am my beloved's, and my beloved is mine.
Place the ring on her finger. Sophie, if you will take this ring. Let me take that ring. And repeat after me.
Ani ladodi, vadodi li. I am my beloved's, and my beloved is mine.
Sophie and Jonah, I'm going to invite you to turn and look out to the faces of everyone here. I invite you to think about the thread, the connection of love, the memories, the relationship that weaves you together with each of these faces. To take a moment and think of all of those afar who are also woven to this moment that's brought you here. Look at your parents, your siblings. Look at each other. Turn. It's good to get lost in memories. I want to invite you back to that first date. Think back to the reality of Sophie, you not even knowing Jonah's name even a few minutes before you were about to sit down together for that first date. And think about the choice to talk about all the things that you're not supposed to talk about on a first date. Politics, American politics, and Israel are usually two of the no-nos. And yet, in diving deep into even those waters, you immediately, Jonah, were struck by a woman of true intelligence. Sophie, you were struck by a person of conviction and difference. And from that first date and what would become a weekly ritual and routine, you came to see a person that was not the same as yourself, the very person that could help challenge you and help you to grow. Thankfully, the wind wants to get in on this. Think back to moving in together in Washington Heights and what it is to truly make one space a shared space and all that comes with it. Think back to the Nationals concert Jonah, what it is for you to have a person that is willing to tolerate even your taste in music. And Sophie, remember what it was for you to realize that you were walking a path in life with a person that was allergic to cats. And the true existential challenges that posed for you. And then what it was when you realized that Jonah was willing to get to the point of going through the allergy shots that would make it say that the real path was his path. Think back to the moments when everything was easy and all came together as it should. Think of the moments of challenge, true of every real relationship. As you struggle to figure out what it was to truly bind heart to heart, to meld path into path. Think back to the choice to move to DC and decide to buy a home together, perhaps in an order of events different than some other people, to go from home ownership, think of engagement, think of this road of COVID and reaching and imagining this day. As you look into each other's eyes, remember back to this morning, waking up and knowing that this was to be your wedding day. Jonah and Sophie, this is a world that can so easily callous the heart and allow cynicism to bloom. It is a true act of courage to turn to love, to open yourself to another, to allow the choices of yourself and another to meld together into something that never could be imagined before. And yet when we look at all that is right in this world, so often it is because of something as simple and profound as two people choosing and willing to bring it together. This is a path that you have seen with your eyes wide open. You know that there will be the moments when you stand on the mountaintop and the world seems to be your oyster and all seems to be right and beautiful, as is this day. And of course there will be the moments where there will come shadow, and where the very things we come to rely on may shake beneath our feet. But it is the power, choice of love that allows us to move through those moments and to climb the next mountain and gaze over the next vista. In the Zohar, the great work of Jewish mysticism, there are many images of love, but the one that I wanted to lift up to you both is seen as the greatest symbol of all. It is the image of two cedar trees that grow side by side, independent and strong in their own right. But at a moment in their growth, they come to the place where the branches begin to grow and interweave together. And in that space, they reach towards the heavens, and they're able to endure the mightiest of storms. Think of the choices that you've made to make this a relationship founded on communication. A relationship that was never about becoming the same, but about celebrating the differences that change you and challenge you. In the moments of frustration, in the moments of goofy delight. As you look back over a relationship that has been real and true, as you have struggled and achieved true authenticity together, may you look at what you've created today. Take a world that may not be perfect, and yet to do all you can to shape blessing and connection in the face of it. May this right here be the sign and symbol you come back to again and again. The power of choosing each other. And what it is to change because of your love. Mazal tov.
And while you are the bride and groom today, it is all of us who are lucky ones to get to witness your love and celebrate your love, and we all need celebrations more than ever. And so we've come to what is known as the heart of the Jewish wedding ceremony, which is the Sheva Brachot, the 7 blessings. And these are just blessings that are supposed to pile on blessing and gratitude and joy on this moment. And we offer 7 of them because in Judaism, 7 is the number of wholeness and completeness. And so we offer that to you today. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהכל ברא לכבודו. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, יוצר האדם. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר יצר את האדם בצלמו, בצלם דמות תבניתו, והתקין בו ממנו בניין עד היד. ברוך אתה אדוני יוצר האדם. סוס תסיס ותגל הכרה, בקיבוץ בניה בתוכה בשמחה. ברוך אתה אדוני משמח ציון בבניה. שמח תשמח רעים אהובים, כשמחך יצירך בגן עדן מקדם. ברוך אתה אדוני משמח חתן והכלה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר ברא ששון ושמחה, חתן וכלה. גילה רינה ניצה וחדווה, אהבה ואחווה, ושלום ורעות. מהרה אדוני אלוהינו יישמע בערי יהודה ובחוצות ירושלים. כל ששון וכל שמחה, כל חתן וכל כלה. כל ששון וכל שמחה, כל חתן וכל כלה. כל מצחלות חתנים מחופתם ונערים ממשתי נגינתם. ברוך אתה אדוני משמח חתן עם הכלה.
So to help amplify these blessings, it's an honor to invite up Steve and Margie, and Marilyn and Steve, and Katie and Tom and Serena. You want to come around here? I think you're going to be first for us here.
May you be blessed, you who come out of long traditions of struggling to find out what it is to be human. May the knowledge of human heart always be with you.
May you be blessed. May the two of you know that all beauty comes from the heart, and may you always live in its radiance.
May you be blessed. May you know it all, joy and struggle, beauty and sorrow, sweat, tears, solitude, companionship, laughter and ecstasy. May your marriage be strong enough to support you as you come to know yourselves and each other, and to discover the entire range of humanity. We call forth with an abundance of love to envelop this couple.
May you be blessed. May you delight in the wonder and impossibility of the fact that you are so similar and so different. May you be for each other true partners, companions, and best friends. May you appreciate and complement each other's differences.
May you be blessed, you who bring us together through your union today and unite the divided. All people have the capacity for love, generosity, kindness, and compassion. May you express these qualities freely with each other and be blessed to receive them throughout your lives together. May you be generous and giving with each other. May you always share yourselves openly with your friends and your family. May you act with compassion to those less fortunate and with responsibility to the communities in which you are part.
May you be blessed, you who recreate the world for us and for yourselves. May your love be as old and as new as the universe, and may you also bring new life in all its forms into the world. May your sense of humor and playful spirit always continue to enliven your relationship.
And blessed is the creation of joy and celebration, lover and beloved, gladness and jubilation, pleasure and delight, love and solidarity, friendship and peace. Today we express our appreciation for life's sweetness.
So just in case you weren't feeling the warmth of this moment, we want to make sure that we can wrap you in a little something that helps you feel anchored. So this is, of course, a talit that is woven already through your life. And Sophie, since I've known you since just after you became a bat mitzvah, thinking of what it is to weave sacred moment to sacred moment, to weave family to family, to shape a new home together. It is a blessing for us to get to be with you. On behalf of your entire family here, we think of wrapping you in this. So why don't we have you help wrap these two? Yeah, you just stay there and we can all... So we're going to bring forward a blessing that weaves through all of these moments in life.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you safe together.
Ya'ar Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka.
May God's face shine upon you and be gracious to you together.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha ve'asem lecha shalom.
And as you lift up and look into each other's eyes, may you see, looking back at you, one of the faces of the divine in this world, and see that this is the person where arm in arm and heart to heart, you will together shape the greatest blessing of all, the blessing of shalom and shlemut, of peace and of wholeness, together as we say, Amen. So you can put some spiritual love onto them, and then everyone can take a seat. So of course, no Jewish wedding would be complete without the breaking of the glass. And there is something powerful about beginning a wedding with raising and lifting a whole cup, and then at the very end, shattering a glass. We think about how in each moment is entwined both the blessing, the joy, but also there is always a myriad other array of feelings. And the invitation in this moment is for you to see a world that is made more whole because of your choices together, and a world that is still broken and in need of that love more and more. May this be a blessing not only for you this day, but also responsibility that you take on together. Since you both have acted in accordance with the laws and statutes of the Jewish people, and in accordance with the laws and statutes of the state of Pennsylvania, you, Jonah, and you, Sophie, are now husband and wife.
Hello. How are you? I'm good. Oh, that was so exciting. I'm so glad we had a breeze. At least if it's warm, we're gonna have a nice breeze. I think everyone is. You're in good company. Find Serena. Sorry, I say something. You know what? When this is on, reach out. If he's in New York, he's out. I'm glad we got it.
Puts out numbers of different, on the different levels. It's all going
There's no place You're recording? Time go by. I don't care.
We live in California. We live in California. We're very
Grow up.
watched it. The college was about 6 years. Go to college.
Just to know
She's
taking over and she's giving her Stop saying they don't love Services together at the same time.
No, you're good.
Thank you so much. But it's gotta be hard. Very hard. Like I imagine, like if we were to merge with Stephen Weiss or Mark Avenue or whatever, it's very hard.
I know. Oh, yeah. And then, that's your right?
One of the
It's cute.
My one big flag.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time I'd like to invite Sophie and Jonah to the dance floor for their first dance. Husband and wife.
I keep feeling small.
Now, I'd like to invite, Sophie will remain, and she'll have a dance with her dad.
Yay!
Let's give a round of applause.
I see trees of green, rivers too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying how do you do. They're really saying I love you. I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. They learn much more than I never knew. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful
Memories. Modern technology. It downloads that on your cell
Hi. I'm okay. Yeah. All right, great. Can I leave it on the stand?
Yeah.
Great.
Don't embarrass me too much.
Okay. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Thanks so much for coming.
Hi, Serena.
So, as most, if not all of you know, Sophie and I are about 7 years apart. So you might think that a teenager sharing a room with a 10-year-old would be, a recipe for disaster. But it was actually, honestly, some of the best years of my life, even though I probably never said it out loud. The two of us used to play for hours with our American Girl dolls, fashion pollies, and groupie girls. We even pranked our dad once by pretending one of us was hurt on the floor. Instead, it was an old t-shirt, a pair of sweats, and a foam basketball as a head. And let me tell you, we got him good. So when Sophie went off to college, I was left to man our room all on my own. I thought, this is the perfect time to redecorate. But when I brought up the idea to Sophie, she wasn't really a fan. I still had to run paint colors and decorations by her. In addition to our room, I also was left with the honor of being the only child. Yay! This meant constant attention from my parents. They soon learned that talking to me in the morning was way different than talking to Sophie in the morning. They definitely missed Sophia after that discovery. Sophie and I have always, for the most part, been on the same page. Whenever we go on vacation, especially to Cape Cod, our ideal day would be to get up, eat breakfast outside, head to the beach for some prime sun time, well, for Sophie time, prime umbrella time, an activity in the afternoon, followed by a dip in the pool before dinner. Oh, and ice cream. We can't forget about What's the Scoop ice cream. A few years ago, Sophie and I went to Cape Cod by ourselves, and literally every day we would make a stop at the local CVS. And every time we left to go back to the inn, you know, the one we've stayed at for years, Sophie would turn in the complete wrong direction. So even though she has her license and I don't, she clearly needs me to be in the car with her so I can steer her in the correct direction. That's what little sisters are for, right? I also just wanted to thank you, Sophie, for your love of cats. If you weren't such a crazy cat lady, I never would have even considered getting a cat. And yet, here I am, 6 months in to being a cat mom to the most ridiculous, loving weirdo I call Zazu. Even in this short amount of time, I can say that he's completely changed my life. And he's going to make me an even better veterinary nurse in the years to come. So thank you, Sophie. And Jonah, I didn't forget about you. I'm so excited to have you as a brother-in-law, and I can't wait to continue to share our knowledge and information about various new lower back pain therapies. Thank you, Tiger Bomb. I'll never forget when the three of us had a sleepover at Bennett Avenue with the notorious Megabed. Good times. I'm seriously so glad that you found each other and can continue to play all the word games together for years to come. You guys are awesome. Congratulations.
I'm so glad you did. Because then I would have started crying.
Hi everybody, I'm Katie, Jonah's older sister. And Jonah, you can relax. I wish I could say there was a lot to say to embarrass Jonah, but the truth is, he's been and is a wonderful brother. And so I only have good things to say. I was thrilled when you asked me to speak today. I'm so happy for you both, Jonah and Sophie, and the life that they're going to continue building together. It's just been a blessing to watch the two of you today around friends and family in this beautiful setting, and to see your love and your commitment to each other. Okay, a little bit of the big sister part. So I will say it wasn't permitted my usual tools like slides or images or photos. Maybe we can work something out for the website. But Jonah, I always still picture Jonah sometimes as this little kid, even though he's a smart, professional, almost soon-to-be lawyer. And I picture him as a little kid with golden ringlets, wearing a diaper, running around in the summer. And he always used to love to wear our dad's giant 80s sneakers as well. The really, really big ones on the left foot and the right foot. And when I think about Jonah as a kid, I can't help but also think about all of his quirky hobbies and his sense of humor too. Because when Jonah was really little, and some of you may know this, but he was really into collecting. And he had all kinds of different collections. He had Pokemon, he had Beanie Babies, he had a Beanie Baby army in our basement at one point. And even though the Cherry Garcia Beanie Baby in his collection, I think, is maybe not worth exactly what he thought it would be worth today, that was always his kind of version of eBay. And as his older sister, watching him grow up over the years, I also got a chance to watch how he brings so much compassion and intensity and commitment to everything he takes on. When he was a really little kid, he was a huge, huge basketball fan, and still is today. Jonah he was such a good sport. He used to sit through endless Nutcracker Ballet performances, endless. And I got to go watch him play basketball. And when he would practice and he would play, Jonah would fly around the court. And he really always was the smartest kid on the court. He had a love for the game, and he had such like a mind for the game of the sport. And he always put 1,000% into everything he did, just like he does now. Jonah, it's been amazing seeing you grow up and watching you transform from that quick, sharp kid to the kind and driven adult that you are now. And to Sophie, I'm so happy to welcome Sophie to our family. I think Jonah is incredibly lucky. I know he is, because he told me so. And I'm just so grateful that the two of you have found each other. They'll have a beautiful life together. As you heard from Serena, and as Jonah has told me many times the last few years, he always says that Sophie cares really deeply about the people in her life, and that she cares about doing the right thing, and that she has a heart of gold. And I'm a little biased, but I do think teachers are the best people. Just the best. And I know that very few people could do the amazing work that Sophie does every day as a special educator. I have so much respect for that. And also for Sophie's grace and humor. I always love her stories about her work with her students. And also that Sophie and Jonah challenge each other, and that they can go head for head with their jokes and really go back and forth. Sophie, I think, is also someone who, in getting to know her better, I've realized has a wonderful sense of humor and can also probably put up with just fine. and that comes really, really beautifully in teaching when you're working with students, but also I think it's helpful in marriage as well. So I just want to say that over the last few years, I felt very blessed to see the two of you blossom in your relationship. And I want to thank you all for this beautiful day, for bringing us together. And I wish you lots and lots of peaceful naps with Elliot and Eden, and lots of yoga, and basketball games, and hikes, and just dominating Scrabble. Congratulations, Mazel Tov. Good luck.
Sophie and Jonah, over the last few years, I've had the pleasure of watching your relationship develop and grow. The two of you are a perfect match, similar enough to be extremely compatible, and yet just different enough to augment each other's strengths and reinforce each other through difficulties. This has come in very handy over the last 2 years. Together, the two of you have faced many challenges and overcome many obstacles. You have relocated from New York to Maryland. Sophie has started a new job in Silver Spring. Jonah has transferred from Fordham Law to Georgetown Law, while at the same time being promoted in his job and working more or less full-time. You have managed to purchase a new dwelling, furnish it, and make it into a true home. This is even more awesome given your schedules and the added complications the pandemic has added. Who even knew there was such a thing as a drive-by closing? When we come to visit, I am amazed at the hours you have to keep and the workload you both have, and still your hospitality and graciousness shines through. I look forward to watching you both grow as individuals and as a couple, and of course many mitzvahs and joyous occasions. Let's raise a glass and offer a toast of good fortune and happiness to Sophie and Jonah.
Sophie and Jonah.
Thank you.
You can say good.
Sophie and Jonah, what a joy it is to stand here with you today in this Shehechianu moment in the presence of family and friends and bear witness to your commitment to one another and to building a life of purpose together. You've traveled a long and winding road with events challenging your assumptions about how the path forward would unfold. For two people who always have a 6-month, a 1-year, and 5-year plan in their pockets, these past few years have challenged you, but they've also brought out the resilience you both possess in navigating through uncharted waters. You've been through job changes, a major move, and planned a wedding in the time of pandemic. You've done it together with confidence and competence under circumstances that would daunt many others. Steve and I can sleep well at night knowing that the two of you have each other to counsel and comfort one another and to deconstruct and reconstruct your plans as life happens. That's how you roll. Starting today, Steve and I have the pleasure of officially gaining a son-in-law whom we have grown to love and admire. And we've also acquired a fully certified, top-of-the-line pair of makapana. How awesome is that? Margie and I share the Hebrew name of Miriam, and we now officially have 2 Stevens in the family. We look forward to many years of bonding and sharing simchas together. As you know, none of us travels through life without the help of others, and I would like to express my gratitude to those who have made this day possible. First, I would like to thank my wonderful brother and sister-in-law, Alan and Janet Silverberg, who without any hesitation opened up their home to host this wedding celebration. They have been incredibly generous in every possible way in helping make your dream a reality. I would also like to express my gratitude to Rabbi Spratt and Cantor DeLoe for making the trip from New York City to Bucks County to officiate today, and for offering support, guidance, and friendship to you on your journey together. Thank you also to the wonderfully talented Brian Gelfand for bringing his musical artistry to this occasion. One of the most joyful aspects of today's occasion is having Sophie's grandparents, Norman and Florence, here with us to celebrate. They have modeled for me what it means to be devoted and helpful in-laws. And I can only hope that you, Jonah, will think to yourself one day, perhaps as you stand under the chuppah at your own child's wedding, that Steve and I have been as helpful, loving, and devoted to you as Norman and Florence have been to me. I would like to take a moment to acknowledge those who are no longer with us but would have reveled in being here today to share your joy. I'm thinking of your grandparents, Sophie, Rosalind and Julius, and your Aunt Denise. Jonah, I am sure your grandparents, Irving and Rhoda, and Sam and Rita, are here with us in spirit. Dad, Serena, and I could not be happier, and we will always have your backs. Our gratitude overflows. Thank you, Adonai, for granting us life, for sustaining us, and for enabling us to reach this day. And let us say together, Amen.
Rosalind was here this morning. Sat in our house in Fort Lee because we face the river. We're on the river there. Overlooking where Sophie was born. We waited there until we got the phone call from the Stevens to say she was okay. Yeah, we have a long history.
All of my guys are 20 years old, so I didn't know. So I just asked.
So right before the wedding, I
Stick to what you know.
Really?
I know. I put to do this.
I've been wearing turkey shorts for a year. And they give me like we're also going to stream that.
Oh, okay.
Keep the live stream going.
At
some point I abandoned
Let's hope so.
Is it an iPhone or not? Do you have to find your iPhone on it? That works.
Yeah.
How's everything so far?
I'm still running on time.
We'll get you some steak.
So they're happy that the stream will continue because they want to do the horror. But we usually don't stream when people are eating, but based on circumstances, we'll just keep it rolling.
I just put, we can sit down. Take your soda. You're just putting that
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time I'd like to invite everyone, and I do mean everyone, to the dance floor for a hora in honor of Sophie and Jonah's wedding. Ready? Here we go. Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, yeah. Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, yeah. Yanu, Ulekol Yisrael. Sing to Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, sing to Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, sing to Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, sing to Hey,